Hey guys, it's Talarius here. I'm going to be going over a quick build guide for you of a new build I found out just recently. And this is going to be a quick video. I'm not going to make it lengthy, but I am going to go into specifics on why you use these talents and how to use them in this build, and why you'd use them over others in a 1v1 or 2v2 situation, which is mainly what I've been practicing in. However, you can tweak this build, and I'll share that as well. You can tweak it to be better suited for 3v3s, and it does excessively strong in that to start right off. You already saw my flash at the start of the video, but of my talent page. But essentially it's Blind Fury, Immolation Aura, Fel Barrage, Soul Rending, Dark Slash. This is open to you depending on what you're fighting, but for 1v1s, Fel Eruption tends to be best, 4-second stun, and Demonic. So before we get into the meat of it, I'm going to give you guys an extremely helpful tip on why Fel Barrage in this tier is actually beating out Trail of Ruin, even in the 1 minute DPS contest, which I previously showed you guys. Before, I think Fel Barrage came out to around, with the momentum build, around like 9k damage with momentum build. Trail of Ruin came around about 11,000 damage, if I remember correctly, in the old guide I just made a few days ago. But if you take this build into account, it actually reverses and Fel Barrage comes on top by about 2,000 damage. And the reason for it is Fel Barrage actually scales. It doesn't just tell you this, but it scales with your haste. And what I mean by scaling with your haste is the higher your haste stat, the more individual procs Fel Barrage will shoot in its 3-second duration of channeling. And it'll go off faster, right? So in that 3-second channel, right? Unfortunately, okay, your haste doesn't affect the casting of Fel Barrage, but it does affect the number of Fel Barrage procs that smack into a target. And how you're going to be comboing this is every single time you pop your I-Beam, you Demonic, you get 25% haste baseline in Metamorphosis. That buffs your Fel Barrage in turn. So, you know, you didn't see that, but you're gonna you're gonna I-Beam, right? Then you're gonna Fel Barrage, and the Fel Barrage is gonna hit like an absolute truck, doing around 11,000 damage burst AoE. It's crazy, just because you have that Demonic form going at the same time. And of course that's not going to be the full rotation, but that's the gist of your main combo in this build. And the reason it works so well is because Fel Barrage is a 1 minute cooldown and Demonic is a 45-second cooldown. I mean, your I-Beam is a 30-second cooldown. So essentially you can I-Beam, right? Pop your Fel Barrage, I-Beam once, just I-Beam once without Fel Barrage, and then the next I-Beam you'll always have a Fel Barrage for. Every second I-Beam you will have a Fel Barrage for, because your I-Beam is a 30-second cooldown. You'll never not get the extra damage from the buff of Fel Barrage. Another little tip is you don't actually want to be popping Fel Barrage with your Metamorphosis, because Metamorphosis is a stronger cooldown in this regard. You want to be mainly Dark Slashing and Chaos Striking. So how I would start a fight in 1v1, let's say I'm just fighting a warrior, right? So you get onto the warrior, you have your Immolation Aura proc, you're doing some damage, you stun him, right? You're just doing some damage. Here comes I-Beam, Fel Barrage, then you Dark Slash, and you just start pumping out the rest of your Fury into those Annihilations, those Chaos Strikes. Then you're out of Fury. And then now you have Immolation Aura by the time that's all over again, and you just start doing your basic rotation, you know, chucking a few blade dances here and there. This build is extremely powerful for 1v1 because you're in and out of Demonic so frequently, and you're getting 55% of all damage from your Fel Barrage, 50% of all damage with your Fel Barrage, because of Soul Rending, you have baseline, 30% leech in meta. You're going to be getting 50% of all your Fel Barrage damage during that burst, so around 6k healing, 5k healing, just return to you. And 5k, it's a pretty hefty chunk of your overall health pool, you know, like 15%, 10% give or take. Also, the raw damage of I-Beam is just absolutely crazy. And with this build, you will always have the Fury, even if you're being kited, to pop an I-Beam because you have Immolation Aura. So let's say I was at 10 Fury right now, right? If I was at 10 Fury, I could just pop an Immolation Aura, wait 4 seconds, and then I could I-Beam, and I'd be full Fury, and I could just start pounding people. That was my quick little tips guide for a 2v2 and 1v1 build that I find extremely effective. Of course, things will change as legendaries disappear, and you know, like whatever kind of PvP gear and tier sets appear. But for the most part, this is what I take all the time now. I find it extremely fun just because you have so many more buttons than a Demon Hunter is used to typically to press. You know, the addition of like 3 extra abilities overall, which is godsend from Legion, where it was a horrible design. Overall I hate the use of Demon's Blades, just because, like, let's see, okay, I'm gonna go standard Demon's Blades build. Okay, so Demon's Blade, Trail of Ruin, First Blood, Master of the Glaive, Momentum, Demonic, because it combos with Demon's Blades. You're in demon form more often, and we can throw in Fellblade, right? So all of a sudden, look at this, all of a sudden 3 of my abilities minimum are gone. Let's just take those off my bars completely. Wow, doesn't the spec look complicated? No, it doesn't. It's boring. You know, it's like a 3-year-old could play this spec and just smash their head into the keyboard. But anyways, that was the guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be posting quite a bit more as I find more things out. The next video is going to be on trinkets and the problem with passives in WoW, which I briefly touched up upon in this video. So have a good one, guys. Peace.